And then I started hearing numbers, about the how many are actually coming in, and the fact that they're flying them in over the border, so they're not even coming in
I
through the
just heard
border.
that because my husband was saying, "Oh, I guess they're flying them over," and I said, "Oh yeah, they're giving them free tickets, when they get across the border." He
No,
goes, "No,
they're
no, no,
flying
they're
them
flying
from
them from
out
South
of the
America."
yeah, from out of the country.
Uh,
It's
okay,
it's it's
it's gonna
staggering.
be really hard for me not to swear today. I'm just
Yeah, me
saying.
too.
Hello, welcome to Texas Tough Chicks. My name is Gwen. This is Viv. We are representing the toughness of Texas, and we're glad you're here. If it's your
Yes.
first time, welcome. If you're coming back for your poison, we're glad you're back. So we're going to be talking about the torturous speech last night, the State of the Union, which usually starts off with the union is strong, and he didn't say
Mhm.
that because, well, I mean,
It's
I'm
not.
surprised he didn't say it because he's a liar, but I just want to address a couple things here. A couple things. Number
Just a
one,
couple?
just a couple things up front that don't have
Okay.
much to do with this. Well, this one does. This is a big one about a speech.
Okay.
And I didn't realize this because I'll tell you what. Number one, thank you for taking it for the team. I could not get through that. And even trying to catch up this morning on what I missed, I couldn't even get through the outtakes. I mean, the little clips.
Well, and it wasn't
I
only
was
just
swearing so bad, and my poor husband, I just couldn't take it. It's just so horrendous. But I don't remember last year's. I don't even know if I watched the whole thing. Probably did the
I
same thing
didn't I
where I
didn't watch it
couldn't get
last year
through
at
it,
all.
and I just watched, the next morning. But I guess it's the same speech. There's a huge chunk of it that's exactly word for word.
And it's very predictable because it's all lies. And the only thing is, one thing he didn't say, he didn't use Donald Trump's name, which I'm sure somebody told him, don't use his name because then
Right.
but he said, my predecessor. And it was all lies, just lies and lies and lies and lies. And it made me insane. It made me insane. And then you've got all the idiots over there on the Democrat side standing up and clapping like seals. Well, they were
What the
saying
hell?
constantly saying 4 more years, 4 more years. And I wanted to just scream at that. It's like,
Wow.
we won't have a country after
Well,
four
they're
more
just
years of
really saying
this.
4 more years of me being here. That's really what they're saying.
Yes,
They
yes.
because they
And
want all
Democrats
of
in control.
their agenda pushed
Mhm.
through. And you know what? This is something that I really noticed. Good, strong leaders, they talk
Mhm.
about their accomplishments. They don't have to lie about their accomplishments.
Right,
They talk
right.
about their accomplishments. Bad
Exactly.
leaders accuse their predecessor for
Right, exactly.
their misdoings, for
And
their
that,
not being able to solve a problem. When they run
well,
for office, they say, "Here's the problem, and I'm going to solve it." And
mhm.
then when you hear a State of the Union address, when someone is just accusing the predecessor for
Mhm,
everything,
mhm,
I
mhm.
think, well, you didn't hold up to your promises then. It's all on you. I'm sorry. This border problem is on you.
Yes, yes, and then I started hearing numbers, about the how many are actually coming in, and the fact that they're flying them in over the border, so they're not even coming in
I
through the
just heard
border.
that because my husband was saying, "Oh, I guess they're flying them over," and I said, "Oh yeah, they're giving them free tickets, when they get across the border." He
No,
goes, "No,
they're
no, no,
flying
they're
them
flying
from
them from
out
South
of the
America."
yeah, from out of the country.
Uh,
It's
okay,
it's it's
it's gonna
staggering.
be really hard for me not to swear today. I'm just
Yeah, me
saying.
too. Me too.
Uh, uh,
But we'll
so
we'll
Pat
blip
Gray
it.
this morning said watching that was like being waterboarded for an hour. I'd say that's pretty. I mean, I've never been waterboarded, but I know that like even the FBI, there was some controversy with them doing that, using that,
Mhm,
or the CIA,
mhm,
I don't
mhm.
remember.
I don't know, I think it's
And
more like bamboo shoots under the fingernails, really. It's like, ah.
it's so hard. And I wish, gosh, I can't remember his name, Johnson, our new Speaker
Oh,
of the
Mike
House.
Johnson,
I
yes.
wish he would have gone like this and started to tear it and said, "I'm better," because
At least
Pelosi was such a okay.
yeah, and that was so beneath her position to do that.
It
I mean,
was
it
so
was so
childish.
classless,
It was
totally classless.
classless and childish, like on the
Mhm.
maturity level of a teenager.
Mhm.
And that's what I feel like this whole okay, and the going okay, so his second point was going after supporters. Like
Right.
Trump supporters. He didn't say Trump supporters, but you knew where he was going with this, right?
What?
Okay, I'm sorry, Mr. President, at least half of the country does not agree with you
Right.
or the left.
Mm-mm.
You have to acknowledge this. It's like, don't act like the country agrees with you when you're up there.
No.
I need to cool down. I just need to.
Well, you
Maybe I should
start.
take my blood pressure medication that I don't take.
I really. A little toddy to go. I don't know.
I don't drink, but
Well,
you know.
let's start off with
Maybe I'll start.
the visual. They had a 12-foot fence around the Capitol.
Right.
So I mean,
why?
and
Wait. They can fence the White House, but we can't fence the border?
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Now,
exactly.
interesting.
Mhm.
Interesting, the
Yep,
priorities.
yep. Let's see, and Bernie Sanders was wearing a mask.
Oh my gosh. So
It was like really
stupid.
well,
So stupid. Okay.
it was 30 minutes of just watching the crowd while they were waiting for them to really start. So I was looking at all these
Oh my
people and I
gosh,
thought,
you did that much. You did overtime there.
yes,
Oh my
yes,
gosh,
it
I
was
couldn't have even
horrible.
done that.
And then when Biden walked in, he asked somebody, he says, "Do I go this way?" They picked that up on the audio. You could hear him saying, "Do I go this way?"
Do you know that they probably told him 15 times the direction to go? I literally thought they were going to wheel him out on a dolly with IV pull. Like honestly, in my head, I was like thinking they're going to have to just wheel him out. Okay, let's talk about the being 18 minutes late. Let's talk about that. Okay.
Oh, it was longer than that.
Okay.
I think.
Well, I mean that's technically what they say. He was.
Oh yeah.
18
Well,
minutes late.
yeah.
Okay. So, they say it was because the road was blocked by protesters, and they showed these like 15 protesters around a Palestinian flag, which I said to my husband, are we in Palestine or are we in America?
America, right.
I'm sorry. And it was a bunch of white idiot children sitting in the road. You can't, okay, I'm a little concerned if that was it, that our president doesn't have the security around him to remove 15 children.
Well,
I'm having a difficult time with that.
the way it is there are actually street lights. And when those lights come on, it means that get out of the road. The president or the vice president is coming through. Security comes out, and they basically
clear things out.
Shove you.
Yeah.
He said they will shove you against a wall. And
although
yes,
I don't believe that it was it. What I believe,
no, it wasn't.
My conspiracy theory, I'm just saying, I have no evidence of this, was that they juiced him up too much and they had to wait for that drug to come down. They had to wait for it to peak because it was probably too shaky from whatever they juiced him up with. Because I could tell you this, for a year, we haven't seen him be able to hold about 10 minutes without declining in what we call his, acuity, his
cognitive abilities.
Yeah, LOC.
Yes.
Like it's like that person who gets it. I always call it the backstage security guard mentality. The kind of okay, not all backstage, security guards are like this, but that you run across one once in a while, and you and I have experienced this, where it's the one really dweeby guy that couldn't probably win you in arm wrestling, right?
Right.
They have been given authority. And now they think they are the king of the universe. Right. I mean, it's like
that ego thing.
Yeah. And I feel like there's this effect with the presidency that if we're not careful, they become kings. They think they're kings. They think they're subjects and they're kings over us, and they're not.
Obama was definitely that. Obama, my family refers to him as the God King because he thinks he's a king. He thinks he's a god. And I guess the worst thing about that, because he talks about this, he talks the January 6th stuff, how that the January 6th insurrection was a dagger in the heart of democracy.
Oh my
and then
gosh.
he says it was the greatest threat to democracy since the Civil War.
Okay, how stupid do they think we are?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Okay, first of all, we are not a democracy. Like,
no.
Come on. Democracy is majority rule. Okay, our country is majority white people. Is that what they mean? Is that what they mean? They mean that the white people should control our country? Is that what they mean by democracy? Because we're a republic democracy, which means we have representation.
Yeah.
I think that there's a whole bunch of minorities that are looking at this demented old man and saying, "You're not really doing anything for me. My groceries are higher, my gas is higher, and yet you're telling me I'm doing better.
Well,
You're
and you're letting all
nothing for
these
me."
people in illegally
Right.
who supposedly are going to take the jobs. And so how does that
They're
this
not
is what
taking any
makes
jobs. Are you
they're
kidding?
not,
They're
they're
just
just getting all
taking
of our tax
taxpayers' money.
money. I know. Okay, I don't know if you caught this. He made a little veiled threat to the Supreme Court.
Oh, that was, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he just kind of and it was overturning Roe v. Wade and implying that, hey, you're going to get yours, kind of, I it
And
and to
I
me,
guess that Catholic thing goes right out the door, doesn't it?
absolutely,
Doesn't
absolutely.
it? It's a mandatory reporter. So much for being a mandatory reporter,
Mm-hmm,
because
mm-hmm.
Planned Parenthood knows all about these young women or young
Right,
girls that are being
right,
sexually abused and hands
right.
them the candy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's the magic pill. It takes care of it, but they don't report anything.
At the end about education, talking about, oh, they're going to do all this for education. I can't find my notes, but he was talking about preschool and for like 3 and 4 years old and how blah, 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 blah. And I'm going, this has nothing to do with education. The education, Department of Education is destroying our kids.
Exactly.
They're
I was
not
going to
teaching
say,
them anything. They're teaching them all this social,
exactly.
the crap that doesn't matter. Our kids can't read, they can't write, they have no
Exactly.
ability to critically think, which is absolutely about surviving in the world, to be able to
Exactly.
critically think.
They
So
don't
this,
want critical thinkers, because then
no, of
we
course
question
not.
what they're doing.
Right, exactly,
And
exactly.
so here, when someone talks about preschool and stuff, I'm always thinking, oh yeah, that's formative. You want to form what they think.
Yeah,
That's a
you want to get them that
formative
much
time, right?
earlier. You want to get them
And
earlier.
I say, back off our kids.
Yeah,
Back off our kids.
absolutely,
Quit trying to
absolutely.
brainwash our kids. Quit
Hmm.
trying to bring that filth into our educational
School,
system,
right?
and then complain about us for wanting to ban books,
Yeah,
for
and that's not
banning
even.
pornography.
And
Back
it
off our kids. I'm done.
right.
I'm
I
done. I'm
know.
quick with this.
Me too. That's where that lines with me is like you're destroying the innocence of children on so many levels, and bringing it goes back to the illegal immigration, all the children that are being brought across, the young women or whatever being raped and
Yep.
sodomized and put into sex trafficking and stuff. How is that even good for them? That's what ultimately I would say this whole immigration thing is, explain to me. I wish some Democrat would explain to me how this is remotely good for the American citizen. How is all of this illegal
Yep.
immigration and all the
Exactly.
money that goes to support these people out of our pockets, how is that good for me as an American? And he
Yes.
said Lincoln Riley, which is a coach someplace, I
Yes.
don't know.
Yes.
But then he goes, oh, the woman that was killed by an
I
illegal.
know. He
And
totally
then,
screwed that up.
and then he said, and there's been thousands of Americans killed
Yes.
by illegals. Well, of course,
Yes.
now the left is just having a meltdown
They're
over
like,
that today.
wait, whoa, don't
Like,
clap for that.
oh, so that's another one of those where he actually said the truth right there.
Yes. So it's time. Yeah, I mean, we have all got to be Texas tough with this.
Yeah,
We've got to be Texas tough. We are losing our country rapidly, and our current president, just showed us.
right. Yeah, he doesn't care.
Mm-mm,
He doesn't care about Americans.
mm-mm.
He cares about the crony capitalists and all the other buddies and the bureaucrats and the illegals.
Yeah,
The illegals.
that's
Yeah.
who he cares about. So we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.
And we're going to address the very torturous, if that's a word. Did that make you choke?